There was a boy who lived in one town. He loved to read very much, and his mother gave him a big book of fairy tales for his birthday. In this book there were many wonderful stories about kings, knights, wizards, and magical creatures. The boy really enjoyed reading these stories. He especially liked the tale of the apprentice boy who built a flying machine to escape from a sorcerer's dungeon and forged a copper doll that was almost indistinguishable from a human being, except that instead of blood it had oil in its veins. Once a boy apprentice even saved the prince from death. He made blue glass glasses to see death creeping up on him and trapped death while the royal doctor sewed in the heart on the prince. The boy also wanted to be the hero of the fairy tale. He had a set of different colored glasses, and in this set one glass was blue. The boy carried the blue glass with him, looking into it for a long time to see death, but death rarely walks the streets. We should wait until someone dies, the boy thought. But no one was dying, and the boy forgot about the blue glass, until one day his friend's grandfather died. The boy took the blue glass and went to visit his friend. "Can I see your grandfather?" the boy asked his friend. The friend took the boy to a room where there was a coffin on a table, and in the coffin lay a dead old man. The boy took out a blue glass and looked through it. At first he saw nothing, but then it seemed to him that a blue cat was sitting on the dead man's chest. But it wasn't a cat. It was a creature with arms as long and thin as a spider's. It was snipping petals off a flower that was growing right out of the dead man's mouth and eating them. Maybe the flower is the soul, and this is how death takes his soul, thought the boy. But suddenly death turned its head and looked right at the boy. The boy remembered that a story in the book said that death should not be looked at for long. The boy quickly put the glass away, but he still had time to see death stand up on his long arms, which turned out to be legs. He also had time to see that death had a huge beak on its face, and blue holes instead of eyes. Death looks like a blind bluebird, thought the boy, and then something hit him and he fell into blackness. When the boy opened his eyes, it turned out that he was lying in the hospital. The mom was sitting next to him and she was very scared. She told the boy that he had had a seizure and had been taken to the hospital. Also, the doctors were afraid that he would never wake up again. The boy wanted to tell his mom that he had seen death and that death looked like a blue bird. But when he opened his mouth, he couldn't make a sound. 2 days later, the boy was discharged from the hospital. He was healthy, but he couldn't speak at all. The doctors said that he should wait a little longer and he would speak again. At home, the boy took a piece of paper and a blue pencil and tried to draw death. But he couldn't do it. "What's this?" asked his mother, looking at the drawings. "It's death." The boy wanted to say, "It looks like a blue blind bird with a big beak and legs that look like hands." But he couldn't say anything. The next day the boy looked out the window and almost screamed with fear. But instead of a scream, only a hiss came out of his mouth. Then the boy ran to his mother, brought her to the window and pointed to the sky. "See," he wanted to shout, "the sky has the same color as the bluebird." But Mom looked at the sky and didn't understand anything, and the boy couldn't tell her anything. The next day the boy saw a bird with a huge blue beak in the tree outside the window. But when he showed the bird to his mother, she again did not understand anything. But still the mother realized that the boy was afraid of something and called the doctor. When the doctor came home, the boy took one look at him and ran to his room. The doctor had thin, long arms like a spider. In the evening, the boy's dad came home from work and he had blue blind eyes. Those eyes looked at the boy and he realized that soon death would come to take him away. "I will lie in a coffin and a flower will grow in my mouth," thought the boy, "and I can't tell anyone about it." The boy went to his room, took a pen and a piece of paper and wrote, "Death is like a blue bird. Death looks like a blue bird. Death looks like a blue bird." But the blue ink blended with the blue of the paper and the writing disappeared. And then the door opened and a blue bird entered the room. It had long, thin legs that looked like hands with claws, a shapeless body without wings, and a round head with blind eyes and a huge beak. I should have broken the blue glass, the boy thought, and died.